Why, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to a Revolting review. I am Random Ross, and today I review Popeye the Slayer Man. So, this is. Excuse me, probably my fruit there. This is written by Cale Carvin, Jeff Miller, and Robert Michael Ryan, and directed by Robert Michael Ryan. Starring Jason Robert Stevens, Sarah Nitkin, Angela Rucci or something, Scott Swope, and Madel Thomas. Madel Thomas. So this is based on the character of Popeye by C.A. Segar, and is a horror retelling of the classic kids cartoon character of Popeye. So yeah, you know by now, ever since Winnie the Pooh entered the public domain, and you know, they thought let's make it a horror movie, and then many other beloved child classics followed suit. You know, there's this whole twisted childhood universe that's underway, where we've had two Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honeys and Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare and Bambi the Reckoning to come. But this one, I don't think this one's not set in the Twisted Childhood universe. It's just another property that's public domain, and they thought let's make a slasher movie out of it. So in this, we follow some young people that decide to document and explore this old dock house, where before it gets demolished, and they hear rumors that it's haunted by the Sailor Man, that is Popeye. And in this, Popeye is big, mean, strong, and kills people with his bare hands because he's super strong in this. And along the way, they come across a whole cover-up where, to cut costs on hygiene, they had, manufactured contaminated spinach, and this spinach Popeye consumed and became disfigured and strong. And we follow the final girl named Olivia, who is like the olive oil in this. In fact, we find out that her mother is olive oil, and spoiler alert, Popeye's her dad, her sweet pea. And yeah, we see some blood splatter, we see some smushing and smashing, and some crazy insane deaths. So what did I like about this film? Well, I thought this was a lot better than the other childhood horrors we've seen in recent times, like the first Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey and Mousetrap, Mickey's Mousetrap. Yeah, this had a decent budget. It did, however, take itself a bit seriously. Wasn't too slapstick. I feel that films like this, you should know that you're making something absurd, and you should keep it slapstick and insane. But I like the makeup effects on Popeye. They were pretty good. I mean, yeah, you could tell it was a guy in makeup and stuff, and he was played by Jason Robert Stevens, or Jason Stevens, and he was Popeye in it, the Sailor Man, or as they later quote him in the film, Slayer Man. I thought Popeye was one of the highlights of the film. He was just creepy looking and mean and badass, and looked a lot like the classic animation, only more broader, more realistic and stuff, because it wasn't a cartoon. We didn't get Bluto in this, however, he might have been referenced or something, but I missed it. Let's have a look. Yeah, there was another character in it that was in for a couple seconds that looked a lot like Mr. Wimpy, from the classic cartoons. I like that there were a few nods and references to the classic cartoon, such as when he calls Olivia his sweet pea, and that baby from Popeye, and they reference olive oil. And this is about 88 minutes long, so it's not a long film, but yeah, basically, I went into this knowing what I signed up for, what I was getting into. I knew I wasn't in for a massive masterpiece or blockbuster or anything like that. I knew that this was going to be a poorly done film, and yeah, I decided to watch it regardless. I believe another one is also out as well called Popeye's Revenge, which I've been told is terrible. So I'm in no hurry to watch that, but I will probably get round to watching it at some point. But this one, yeah, I mean, I guess it had good cinematography, good quality, good practical effects. I mean, I've got to give them to that. The practical effects were good, you know, the gore and everything, and the makeup. The acting was just a bit, it was a bit terrible, and there were some dumb decisions made, like you expect from a slasher film. But there was some poor executed scenes in there, some rushed moments. Like I say, this was not a perfect film by any means, but you know, sometimes bad is better. I like the whole, like, you know, the spinach thing being contaminated and mutating him. Yeah. But yeah, Popeye the Slayer Man. You know, just go into this expecting trash, and you probably won't be so disappointed and think it was that terrible. Like I say, it wasn't brilliant, but it's probably one of the better ones I've seen out of these childhood horrors, childhood reimaginings that I've seen. Probably one of the better ones. But like I said, it just sort of took itself a bit too seriously as well. But like I say, I found it a lot more watchable than Mickey's Mousetrap or the first Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. So anyway, I think I've rambled on enough. Let's just get to the ratings, what I'm going to rate this one. I will give Popeye the Slayer Man... I'll give it 2.5 stabs out of 5. Why not? 2.5 stabs out of 5. So there you go. Maybe this will get a cult following in time, I don't know. But yeah, that's my review, my thoughts on Popeye the Slayer Man. So have you seen it? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share it with your friends and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit that notification bell. I've been Random Ross and this has been a Revolting Review. So, until next time, don't have nightmares.